It's the 9th of December 2011, and this is episode 202 of 65 Bits, Tech65's bi-weekly tech news podcast. I'm Daniel, and your 6.5 minutes of tech news starts now. Google Singapore just released the top Singaporean searches for 2011. The results aren't that surprising, honestly. Thanks to the general elections, the top rising person is Tin Pei Lin, for example, and the top new searches include things like the iPad 2, iPhone 5, Singapore elections, Steve Jobs, and Nicole Seah. Oh, and there was one surprising result that caught my eye though. The top image search, Justin Bieber? Seriously? On second thought, that doesn't seem so surprising to me anymore. In other news, Nintendo's Miyamoto is stepping down from his current position at Nintendo, but will remain with the company to work on smaller, more personal projects. In case you don't know who he is, Miyamoto is the creator of epic Nintendo games such as Super Mario and Legend of Zelda, and is currently the head of Nintendo's game design department. He says he wants to pass the torch to the younger designers in the company and work on projects that won't take as long to complete. Can somebody say iPhone games? If he's making an iPhone game, I'm gonna buy it, and no matter how much it costs. Wait, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Now I'm giving Nintendo ideas. Also, Apple just released a new Logic Pro on the Mac App Store at a significantly lower price of US $199. Logic Pro 9 replaces Apple's previous professional digital audio creation and editing package, Logic Studio and Logic Express. For comparison, Logic Studio used to cost US $499. That's a $300 price reduction. The most mind-blowing part though is that Logic Pro 9 on the Mac App Store also includes download access to the complete library of Apple loops, sampled software instruments, and audio unit effects, which was previously sold separately for over $600. Logic Express, which used to be the cheaper version of Logic Studio, is no longer available, just like its Final Cut counterpart. Apple also released MainStage, a live performance effects app, as a separate app on the App Store for US $29.99. If you're a musician or a closet audio engineer like the guys at Tech65, this is epic news. And for those of you fans of the famous open-world game Grand Theft Auto 3, Rockstar just announced that you can soon hijack cars on the street and knock down pedestrians at your will straight from your iPhone or Android device. Okay, they didn't say it that way, but that's what you'll end up doing with the game anyway, right? Grand Theft Auto 3 will be released on December 15, 2011 for $4.99 US on the iTunes App Store and the Android Marketplace, and will be a port of the 10th anniversary edition of the famous open-world computer game. Unlike GTA Chinatown Wars, not only is GTA 3 the full third-person GTA experience, but it also costs much less. Chinatown Wars launched at $19.99 US at launch in comparison. The good news is that the game won't just be supported on the newer dual-core iPhone 4S and iPad 2, but will also be playable on the iPhone 4, iPad 1, and the 4th generation iPod Touch. You'll have to check out the official Rockstar blog to find out which Android devices will be supported though. Finally, Blackberry just held its developer conference in Asia, also known as DEF CON Asia 2011, for the first time in Singapore on the 7th and 8th December with over 1,000 attendees. There they announced the new Blackberry OS X, which has full support for HTML5 with WebWorks, Java, native C++, Adobe Air, etc, etc, etc. If you have no idea what I just said, it just means that consumers should expect more consumer apps such as games and entertainment apps in the future, alongside the usual enterprise apps. They also announced their focus on Asian markets. One thing they'll be doing is launching some of their new phones in some of the Asian markets first. For example, the BlackBerry Bold 9790 was launched in Indonesia first. RIM also announced Blackberry Jam, a new free developer initiative to make it easier for developers to get resources and get started in developing apps for the Blackberry. Sounds like RIM is aggressively promoting developers to make more apps for Blackberry devices. How do I know? They gave away a free Blackberry Playbook tablet to every attendee. Though, then again, that could also be due to the fact that they didn't sell many Blackberry Playbooks in the first place. Whoops. And that's it for this episode of 65 Bits. If you have any questions or comments, please comment on this blog post or send us an email at 65bits@tech65.org. That's 65bits at tech65.org. You can also follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook. Otherwise, just visit us at tech65.org. This was your 6.5 minutes of tech news with me, Daniel, and we'll catch you next time.